Hello again, and thank you for joining us for the final block of this Halloween-themed webcast. Here to talk about the NFL and jokes are Matt and Kyle. Now, Matt and Kyle, Halloween's a time for jokes, but it's not so good when you're talking professional football. You know what I'm saying? So now, Johnny, speaking of a joke, Johnny Football over here, tell me your joke player right now.
You want to hear a funny joke? You talking Colin Kaepernick. Talk about a guy who 3 straight years, NFC championships. This year, absolutely atrocious. He's been sacked almost every game, at least 4 times. He's last in yards per game, last in points per game. The 49ers find themselves in a terrible position.
Hey, at least Kaepernick still got his starting job. You know, Geno Smith, he lost his starting job because he got punched in the face by a 6th-round draft pick.
What a savage.
He ranked 25th in the league overall in QBR his first 2 seasons, and he's thrown 9 more picks than touchdowns in his career. This guy is such a joke.
Yeah, you know what? I got to go with Kyle on this one. It's got to be Geno Smith. Give Kaepernick some credit. You know, he's going through a transition, coaching change and everything. Yeah, I think Geno Smith is definitely the bigger joke here. Moving on, Kyle, who is your joke coach?
I'm looking at Jim Tomsula. You know, taking over the San Francisco 49ers, used to be a defensive coordinator. 31st overall defense there, you know, not really specializing in what he used to do in the past. 2-5 record in the cellar out there in the NFC West. And when there's more buzz about you on social media about a fart you released in a news conference than about your team on the football field, that's when you know you're a joke. You look at this guy, you think he should be eating corned beef and baked beans instead of coaching an NFL team on Sundays.
Yeah, he's a smelly character for sure. I'm going to have to go with the other Jim Caldwell, the most overrated coach in the league. You look at the Detroit Lions, they have Megatron, Golden Tate, Matthew Stafford, Glover Quinn, Haloti Ngata. They're doing nothing. They're 1-6. Jim Caldwell inherited 2 Super Bowl wins with Peyton Manning and then the Baltimore Ravens. This guy's overrated. He needs to go.
Yeah, you know what? It's kind of a toss-up for me because obviously San Francisco, you got the coaching change, but the Lions have been so bad for so long. But again, they're atrocious again this year. So jury's out. I don't know who the bigger joke is. I mean, the farting thing obviously, you know, makes me want to go that way. But anyway, our final question here today, Matt. Tell me your biggest joke of a team.
Houston, we have a problem. The Houston Texans. Oh my gosh, what a joke. Brian Hoyer, absolute garbage. They just cut Ryan Mallett. He was crying on the sideline. They couldn't deal with that. Their defense ranks 28th in the league, even though they have J.J. Watt, Jadeveon Clowney, Brian Cushing. Where are those guys? I'm telling you. Hoyer is poor definition of average. They have a serious quarterback conundrum in Houston.
Hey, we're talking quarterback conundrums. We got to talk Washington Redskins. To trade 3 first-round picks and a second-rounder for a guy dressed in street clothes this past week in RG3, you're backing a quarterback. Coach Gruden's backing a quarterback in Kirk Cousins that is throwing 2 interceptions in their 4 losses each game, and he came back from a 24-point deficit this weekend, and they're all celebrating there. That's crazy. You know, you beat the Buccaneers. The Buccaneers are the worst team in the league last year. They had the #1 pick for a reason. This team can't win on the road this year. Talk to me in 2 weeks when they're playing New England in Foxborough. See how that turns out.
Yeah, I'll call you.
I don't know. They're both jokes. They're both jokes. Let's be honest. Everybody we talked about is a joke. So many jokes in the league right now. It's ridiculous. I can't handle it. Anyway, thank you for tuning in for this episode of the One-on-One Sports Webcast. If you'd like to watch it all again, check us out on YouTube. And as always, whose side are you on?